Hey everyone, and welcome back to Ontario Cryptids. I hope everyone is doing well. Also, I can't believe that we are already in 2022 and my vacation ends as of Monday. I will be back to work. Not in the office, but still, I will be back to work. I'm hoping we all have a better year in 2022 and that things get back to normal soon. Today I have 3 stories to share with you all. We're going to be heading to Wisconsin, Minnesota, and lastly Virginia. We're going to keep it short and sweet today, so if these stories jar your memory of an incident that you may have had, then please forward your story to OntarioCryptids@gmail.com, where it could be shared in a safe environment. All right, I think everybody knows the drill by now. Go grab yourself a beverage and get cozy in your favorite spot and sit back and relax. Okay, so this first story takes place on October 17th, 2021. It takes place in Vilas County, Wisconsin, and the location would be the Powell Marsh, Manitowish Water, Wisconsin. I'm 54 years old. I have a degree, married with 2 kids in college. I have a cabin within 5 miles of the sighting location. I've been hunting up there for more than 15 years, several times per year, not always at the same location and not always for the same type of game. I was duck hunting today on October 17th, 2021 in north central Wisconsin, Powell Marsh area to be exact. This is a very remote marsh area surrounded by hundreds of thousands of acres of state and national forest. You can access this marsh via paths that the DNR has to maintain water levels and for people who watch migratory birds from a couple observation areas along the road. I was more on a walk with the potential to jump shoot some puddle ducks. I could see not a cloud in the sky, nor were there ducks. I'm not even sure if it's a sighting, but seemed rather strange. Something told me to look behind me as I was going the opposite direction as the figure. After watching this object for a couple of 100 yards, I decided to grab my cell phone. It is a long ways away, but appears black, large, and fast. We have bear, very few moose, wolves, and occasionally elk around. Feel free to say that it was a guy on a bike riding in the peat moss or guys on a 4-wheeler in a prohibited motorized vehicle area. It appeared to be bipedaling and walking deeper into the swamp in the muck. It is hunting season and I wouldn't expect a person to be dressed in all black in a public hunting area. I tried walking in it and turned back after about 5 feet. With the naked eye, I could see much better. The figure seemed to float as it moved across the swamp. Again, a guy on a bike? After my hunt, I returned to the only 2 access areas to see if there were vehicles with bike racks or people out for a peat bog run. There was nobody around. I have been to the marsh countless times and I have never seen something like this. Although the distance is a bit far for video, figure seems quite large. Clearly appears to be in the muck. I have a photo and video, but iPhone is a long ways away and I'm not an editing expert. I'm sure video can be manipulated and enhanced. All right, so for this story, guys, he does have pictures, but they are extremely blurry and it is really hard to make out the figure, although I will add the clearest picture that has been uploaded in this video, so you should be seeing it now. So this story takes place in September of 1999. It takes place in Itasca County, Minnesota, and the nearest town is Cohasset. I saw something very tall walk through the woods I have never seen before. I was walking on a trail, and about 40 yards in front of me, I saw a figure crouched down behind a 4-foot-high wood pile. I smelt an awful smell I've never smelt before, like decaying flesh. I saw it searching a wood pile and then stand up on 2 legs. It was covered in long black or deep brown hair. It looked at me and slowly turned to its left and walked away. It walked over a small hill and into a clear-cut, grown cover with small popular trees. I followed it to the top of the hill to see it walking through the trees. I estimated the trees were approximately 6 feet tall. The trees came up almost to the thing's chest, so I figured it is very close to 9 feet tall, and its shoulders approximately 3.5 feet wide. The thing kept walking and disappeared into the swamp on the other side of the clear-cut. 5 years later, my brother and I tried to walk out down the same trail after a blizzard with his pit bull and his Rottweiler. They refused to go at a certain point, and we had to turn around. I went back months later to get a walking stick my brother left. My brother and I also felt uneasy at that spot. I believe whatever it is has stayed in the area. We met a guy while maple stripping who lived out in the area and talked about some animals making whooping noise a few nights in a row that he has never heard before. All right, so this last story takes place in February of 1994. It takes place in Prince William County, Virginia, and this story takes place on a military base with a bunch of Marines doing an exercise. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. I was on a training mission at Quantico Marine Base in Virginia in 1994. Me and my squad were supposed to be a diversion recon team. To be short, we were reversing our way back to our relocation drop-off operation point when we heard something off in the distance paralleling our every move in the power line cut. I had night vision goggles, so did Sergeant Wright. He was at the rear. As we crossed the power line cut up into tree lines, it continued to shadow us. We reached crossing point to cross the road. We heard something coming closer. We formed a hasty 180. Lying on the ground, we looked all around us. With my night vision, I saw what looked to be something estimated 8 feet in height. I could see shoulders of something on both sides of this huge oak tree. We were startled. No civilian was allowed in this restricted area. We hastily crossed the road, met others, 2 platoons on the other side of the road, and gave our security password and proceeded on the mission. When we returned to base, we reported the incident to the commanding officer. He replied, "It's a restricted area. That's impossible." Nothing was spoken of it again. This happened just outside of Camp Upshur. We were training near the base that weekend. We were trucked outside base to, I believe, one of our other training areas. Given a map and a grid coordinates to objective operation point the bridge outside of our base camp. We were supposed to recon the bridge while other platoons reconned on the other side of the road. This happened around 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. during our training exercise. It was very cold, partly overcast, no snow on the ground. Okay, guys, I have decided to withhold the captain's name and not say it. In any case, great story. All three of them were fantastic stories. I don't think this is the first time we've heard of stories where military personnel have encountered Sasquatches out while training. I've heard of, and I think we've had some on this channel, where people have been jogging on the military base and have been shadowed along the hilltop. And I believe we had another one of one being seen outside of another military base. So it seems to be very common. And maybe it's the location of where these bases are, the sense that if you take a look at this here, as soon as the Google Maps started to come down, you can actually see the base on the top left-hand side, and then it disappears. You don't see it. So they weren't that far off from Camp Upshur. It's interesting, though, that Google Maps didn't actually label the camp. It did label the forest area, management area that they were in, but not the military base itself. So guys, I hope you enjoyed these stories today. I truly enjoyed sharing them with you. If you have a specific location you would like to hear a encounter from, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see what I can dig up for that part of the state, or whether it's Canada or province, etc. I'll see what I can find. If these stories reminded you of an encounter that you may have had and would like to share, then please forward your stories to OntarioCryptids@gmail.com. I would be more than honored to share your story on this channel. Thank you all for listening until the end. I truly appreciate it. Please hit that like button on your way out and smash that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Keep in mind that every like that I get helps to get my video out there to the masses. So the more I get, the better for me. Also, I do want to say, just before I leave here today, I hope the noises in the background weren't too distracting. Hopefully when I'm editing this video, I can edit them out. But guys, thank you so much for coming out and viewing yet another episode. I hope to see you all next week right here on Ontario Cryptids.